guys, welcome back to another segment of Ask Michelle. Yes, I just said a segment of Ask Michelle. I want you guys to send me your questions and I'm going to answer them for you guys in a video. Now, you can send me your questions either by inboxing me or emailing me, and I'll have that email for you so you can see it. And just make sure you mention that you want these videos or you want your question mentioned in my videos, because if you don't say that you want it mentioned in my video, then I'm not going to know you want a whole video towards your question, and I'll just simply answer your question. Anyway, so let's just get started on the question. Alright, the question is, I have been transitioning for 5 months post-relaxer, and I assume you are transitioning to natural. And I'm finding it fairly hard to wash my hair because my hair will eventually become very dry and it loses its moisture by the morning. I was wondering if there was a way to retain moisturized hair so that I don't have to continuously wet my hair to style it. In your videos, your hair always looks so moisturized and I want that. Please help me. First of all, I want to just say thank you because that's a really sweet compliment and I really appreciate that. But on to the question. So you're probably really sick of me saying this, but I have to mention it just in case there's anybody new watching me and you just have no idea what you're doing. So first things first, make sure if you have, you know, a kinkier, curlier texture, make sure that you are deep conditioning. Deep condition once or twice a week, depending on how dry your hair really is. That is number one, deep condition. Number two, make sure you are moisturizing daily. And that could be once daily, twice daily, as many times as you need to keep your hair moisturized. I probably wouldn't go overboard and moisturize because then something is wrong because you're not keeping that moisture in your hair. But definitely don't go without moisturizing. You can go every other day, you know, and your hair permits that, then go ahead and do that. But for me, I have to moisturize at least once. I usually do twice a day with moisturizing. So for moisturizing, we want to keep it very simple. At least I want to keep it very simple, and I don't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of products. So I use the most important thing out there that gives you moisture to your hair, which is H2O, water, whatever you want to call it. And I spray my hair with this bottle of water. And you said that you did not want to get your hair wet. But I mean, I hate to break it to you, but getting your hair wet or a little bit damp is all about moisture. So your hair is not going to be dripping wet where it's like all over your shirt and stuff. But when you spray your hair, you will get it a little bit moist, and that's really good because the water is moisture and it's going to add moisture to your hair. Now, another important part of spraying the water after you spray the water is sealing in the moisture. And for me, I like to use extra virgin olive oil. And you can use any oil that you want, or if your hair is a little bit thicker and you need a little bit more sealing for your moisture, then I would go with something like shea butter, something that's a lot thicker that can really keep that moisture in. But you have to really, it's like trial and error, because you have to figure out what works for your hair and what doesn't work for your hair. If the oil's not working for your hair, then stop and use something thicker. Another important step that a lot of people forget, and they wonder why they wake up in the morning and their hair is really dry, is because they don't cover their hair with a satin scarf. You can go to your beauty supply store or Target or somewhere like that and get you a satin scarf. You can also get a bonnet, or you can get a pillowcase cover. I tend to prefer the scarf just because it gives me a little bit more control over everything. But if I don't even feel like putting the scarf on, then I'll put the bonnet on, and if I totally forget everything, at least I have a satin pillowcase to back everything up. So in the morning, my hair is not going to be dry, because if you sleep on a dry cotton pillowcase, your hair is going to suck out the moisture from your hair and your hair will end up very dry. Something that a lot of people really don't pay a lot of attention to, maybe a little bit of attention to, but you have to check the ingredients on your products. You have to look for things that are drying, such as alcohols, or you have to look for, sometimes you want to stay away from silicones. Silicones are going to act as a barrier on your hair, and they are going to make it seem like your hair is really moisturized, but all in all, it's really not moisturized. It's just like a top coating over your hair. So we want something that's going to really penetrate our hair shaft. So I would stay away from silicones, and you can always find out which ones are silicones by looking at the end of the name. So if it's like dimethicone, then cone will be at the end, and you'll know that that's a silicone. And the last thing I would also look for is proteins. For me, if I put a lot of proteins in my hair, or even a little bit of protein in my hair, it is dry and hard and it will break. And my hair, it'll take a while to get all the moisture back in. Like, I'll have to continuously decondition and moisturize my hair to get all that good moisture back in my hair, because my hair hates protein. I mean, absolutely hates it. So when I look for ingredients, when I'm trying to buy ingredients, I really pay attention to see if there are proteins in my conditioner. So if someone tells you, oh my gosh, this product made my hair so soft, it may not make your hair soft. It may just do the opposite and make your hair really hard. So really pay attention to your ingredients and your products, and throw them out if you have to. Give them to your family members. I don't know. Just don't use them anymore, because yes, your hair is going to be dry and you're going to have to keep putting in more moisture to try and balance everything out. You're going to have to do some trial and error, like I said, to see if it's your ingredients or if it's your methods of adding moisture into your hair, or if it's not deep conditioning or whatever it is. Incorporate one thing at a time, or eliminate one thing at a time, to really see what the problem is. Alright, so I hope these tips were really helpful to you, and that you can get some of that moisture back into your hair and keep that moisture back into your hair, because dry hair is just a bad idea and it leads to breakage. The rest of you who are watching, if you have any tips or any ideas or anything you want to leave below to add to what I said, go ahead and comment down in the description box below. And don't forget to send me your questions so it can be featured in my segments of Ask Michelle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!